Do you know how to Korea?
How to Korea?
How to Korea?
How to Korea?
Out of Korea.
How to Korea? This is How to Korea.
Alright, so welcome to another episode of How to Korea, where we teach how to survive in Korea as a foreigner. And Ian's going to introduce... My name is James. Ian's going to introduce a little bit about today's episode.
What's up, guys? Today... 안녕하세요, 여러분. Today's episode, we're going to be touching on a couple of things. First off, bank accounts and how to start using bank accounts, how to get a bank account, what you need. We're going to touch a bit on credit cards as well. And then, because the first couple of episodes we touched on when you get to Korea, how to survive for the first few weeks. And then after you settled in, you're going to want to explore and have some fun and... find your little groups that you can connect with. So we thought today we're going to discuss all the different activities, hobbies, and stuff you can do in your free time.
Right.
Weekends, basically.
We kind of started talking about it with the Moims, right? Remember you had that, that weird interaction in Jeju?
Yes.
The
Moims, just to reflect on that, was the...
Yeah, you might want to put that on vibrate, bro. Where's your... Oh, is it recording right now?
Yeah, but it's on my... computer.
You're getting the alert on your computer?
Yeah.
A message alert on your phone connects to your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Apple, bro. Next gen.
Right.
Anyway, so the Moim were the groups that you can go sign up for, like writing group, drinking
So did
groups.
we mention the app? I don't think we did.
I don't know.
So the app that you download from the Play Store is called Somoim, Somoim. Now, I
Is
think
that
it's
in
in
English?
Korean. I think it's in Korean, but I don't know if we can do a guide for that because other than translating every single group that's there, it's like...
What we can do is we can add the link in the description.
Yeah.
And then they can go check it out.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and add the link to download from the Play Store.
Yeah.
And that way you can download it. Use Google Translate.
Maybe if you can open it up in Google itself, Google Chrome, then you have the option for the translate.
I don't think you can. I think it's an app on your phone.
Oh, is it an app?
Yeah, it's an app.
Okay, we'll check. Maybe there's a website or maybe it's an app.
I would try Google Translate, screenshot Google Translate. That'll probably work best. But maybe what we can do is go over the categories because there's different categories.
Okay.
Based on like the activities and shit.
Another group I've recently...
Go ahead and do that. I'm going to download Somoim right now and I'm going to see what the groups are.
Another group, I'll shout them out as well. Unfortunately, the meetings of this group, it's called Star Talk. Have you heard of Star Talk?
No.
Anyway, Star Talk, it's a group where I'm not exactly sure because I haven't been to a meeting yet because the meeting's on Saturday afternoons and usually I play golf on Saturday afternoons, so I just don't have time for that. But I'll probably go one of these days when I have time. So what they do is they go somewhere, they have dinner, and for the foreigner, well, in Ulsan, for example, the foreigners, they go and everyone pays 10,000 or something, but the foreigners don't have to pay and they get a free meal out of the thing, and they just need to sit and talk English with a bunch of Koreans.
What's it called?
Star Talk, I think. I'll also put the link in the description below for that one.
I remember seeing something on Facebook where like you get a bunch of foreigners and they all meet at a cafe and you got like 30, 40 people. Yeah, like just come and speak English.
Yeah, I know in Busan it's much bigger, but now they started one recently in Ulsan as well.
Oh, it's in Ulsan?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It used to be in Songnam and now it's in Samsan, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's also a Kakao group and then they send you like the topics of the week. So then, yeah.
So you got to prepare and stuff?
I think so. I'm not sure.
All right.
Like I said, I haven't been there, but I'll probably try and get there. Sorry, guys. I'll try. I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the... I just downloaded the app, so I'm trying to figure out what you'll see. Let's see.
Okay, while you do that, and then for the rest of the episode, we're going to be touching on all the different hobbies. Things like... Obviously golfing, we've talked a lot about golfing, and the video of myself and James playing golf should be up about the same time you see this video, and also the how to make a reservation by using the GolfZone app, and also just the basic features of the GolfZone app. If you guys are interested in that, go check it out. So golf, sorry, I'm looking because the things on the screen. Yeah, entertainment. What else?
PC Bang, birth rate. That's what else we're gonna talk about the birth rate in Korea.
Yeah, so we'll finish the episode on talking about the low birth rate in Korea.
Yeah.
Because that's the topic of the week, the hot topic that made the news.
Yeah,
That's always in the news.
it always is every single day, and even if it's not in the news, it's in the back of your mind.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
it's
a
like
big
embedded
deal.
into the culture at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just selecting some random stuff. Okay, so I know we were talking about Somoim. Oh, it's all Korean, bro.
Everything,
There's
yeah.
so much Korean. What you can do is there are some categories here. So there's outdoor/travel, reading clubs, and then there's language.
But it's like in Korean reading clubs.
Probably,
There might be some English ones.
maybe, but you probably have to go to the language one. There's like music, dancing, just chilling, photography, games, pets, cooking, sports, cars, volunteer work, art, cultural experiences, work-related groups, and sports again. So it's got a bunch of categories, which I think you can kind of just scroll through and try to figure out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we can probably go over the categories and probably go over what each of the pictures mean.
You need to move that mic back, dude.
It's too loud.
Yeah, it's in the red.
Jesus, why?
Because you're putting it in your mouth.
That's what she said. Put it in.
Okay,
your
so let's start off. Like
So-
we said, when you come to Korea, you settled in, right? Now you want to start exploring and doing some fun stuff, etc.
Before that, bank accounts, right? So
Yeah.
Right.
So you need. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh.
So you need, obviously, get a bank account. Everything. I don't even have cash in my wallet because I never use cash.
no, nobody
Yeah.
uses cash. I think I know we briefly touched on exchanging money from
Yeah.
your national currency to Korean currency.
Yeah.
And you can find that kind of everywhere, even in the streets. I'm sure you'll find little stores that do currency exchange. At the worst case, you got banks
Yeah.
that you can go to. I know some people prefer cash. There's this new trend in Korea right now. It's like cash living or something. And what they do is when they get their salary, they take out all the money in cash.
Why?
And then they get this big book with different slots.
Okay.
And that's how they budget themselves.
Oh yeah, I've
so
seen
instead,
that.
yeah, so instead of
Mm.
using like Excel or something,
Yeah.
they use this cash
Yeah.
division.
And then once is like spending, once is electricity, once is this.
Well, some of
that.
them break it into like one is like just utilities that has to go out every month, and then it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this
Oh,
week.
daily.
Yeah, so every week, every day they break it out.
Yeah, well, whatever floats your boat, eh?
Yeah. So I know some people prefer using cash. So if you do, you don't have to really
Yeah.
get a bank account. But yeah, like you said, I don't really use cash.
And on that topic, in the week, I saw an article that says the was it Korean Herald or Korean Times that said the ATMs, the transactions from ATMs has hit like a 19-year low.
It's like the fertility rate. It has direct
No
correspondence
one
to
wants
the
cash,
fertility
no
rate,
one wants
bro.
babies because
Yeah.
no one has cash.
No one has
for
cash for it,
babies.
and that's exactly what it is. We'll get into it, but that's what it is. And I think you can have, you do need cash for some things. Car wash, from the top of my head, to refill your card, you need car wash. So anything that requires you to
What do you mean
recharge
refill
your
your
car,
car?
like they use a card. You know, so when you go to coin laundromat,
Yeah.
you have to get a card. So you can use actual coins.
You have the option, coin or card, yeah.
So you can use actual coins
Yeah.
to do the laundry, or you can get this card that you recharge.
Yeah.
But when you recharge the card, a lot of them don't take credit cards or debit cards for that
So you need to
matter.
put cash in for
So you
that.
got to get cash for that. So laundromats, car wash, some restaurants.
But
like
also car wash, you can also do coins as well. That I know.
Yeah. And then and then every gas station has like a car wash.
Not everyone.
Like
But
most.
a lot of them. do,
Yeah, most car washes have.
And that's cash.
No, that's credit card.
Well, the one I go to is only cash.
Are you talking about just the car wash or one with the gas station?
No, gas station, and then there's a little car wash on the side. But every time you go there, it's only cash, no credit card.
That might be because you're a foreigner. No, I mean.
No, man, what are you talking about? The old man stands there with his little satchel, and he's like, 5,000 won, and it's like, here you go.
So maybe what it is that's a separate business.
Yeah, it's probably maybe not connected.
No, it's maybe a business within a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so.
Or that guy's just stealing my money every time.
Oh, so he's probably overcharging.
No, but
you
I know
too.
it's only cash there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some things where, and I don't want to get into too much detail. I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot here. So if you make any big purchases, without getting into details, paying in cash helps too.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a negotiating chip, right?
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not trying to condone any illegal activity here, but if you pay somebody in cash, I'm not talking about bank transfers either. like literal cash. Right?
Cash, hard cash.
If you give them cash, there's no record of any sort of transaction.
Yeah.
So they don't have to file taxes for it.
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of how it is,
Another
right?
thing is, I know at some bars you get discount if you buy a bottle, right? So in Korea you can buy a bottle of whatever, whiskey or tequila, whatever you buy,
And if you're paying cash, you get a discount.
you get discount. Yeah, because obviously they have to pay the fees for every time you use the card.
Right.
They have to pay fees for that. So if you buy a bottle, I don't know if it's all the bars, but I know a lot of the bars do. If you buy a bottle and if you buy in cash, you get discount on that.
Oh,
bottle.
you mean like not like at a convenience store, but at a
No, at a bar,
at
like a cocktail bar or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Per bottle, you get discount on that. So,
Right.
yeah.
But for the most part, you'll be using your card. Like everywhere you go, literally, I mean, not literally, but almost everywhere you go, it takes credit card.
They accept cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, paying for parking,
It's
paying
just
for
so
food.
quick and so easy. Like,
Yeah. And then if you have Samsung, Samsung Pay is really good here. You can pay anything with Samsung Pay. You can't use Apple Pay in Korea.
You can if
I think
you
they're
have.
working on it.
Yeah, they recently brought that in, but I think also if you have a Hyundai card and then you can use Apple Pay with Hyundai card.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korean's really big on like relationships between companies.
Yeah.
So like some companies will have access to shit that others don't.
But it'll probably come in eventually because I mean a lot of Koreans use iPhone. You know, it's
But it hasn't come in yet, which is somewhat because I mean you got to imagine Samsung is like the pride and joy of Korea.
yeah,
So,
and also I think like Samsung and they have like the monopoly. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Almost.
and they're probably lobbying the shit out of the government
Yeah.
to be like, no, don't let Apple Pay in here. Like only Samsung Pay. But the shitty part is like I have a Samsung watch,
Yeah.
and in America you can use your Samsung watch to pay, but you can't in Korea.
Oh,
And
really?
I don't know why.
So what, you just like tap and pay?
Yeah. So you just like when you use Samsung Pay on your phone, you
No,
just
I don't. So I have iPhone.
oh yeah. Ha. So when you use Samsung Pay on your phone,
Yeah.
what you do is you have like a record of all your cards.
Yeah.
And then you confirm using your fingerprint or your
You just
password.
put it down on the
And
thing.
then there's the NFC vibration. So it just goes do, right?
Okay.
And you put it against the pad and it'll charge the card automatically.
Okay.
So in America, it's the same thing is you have the same archive on your watch. And then you can pull up your card, confirm your identity with fingerprint or password or whatever, and then put it against the machine and it works. But in Korea, it doesn't. That's kind of why I got this watch. Like I didn't want to take out my phone every time I wanted to pay and just do it on my watch. But then I found out you can't. So
Okay.
that's kind of interesting to know. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna need the first thing you're gonna want to do is make a checking card.
Yeah.
And that comes with you going to the bank. And I know you found some information about that, right? You wanna talk
Yeah,
about
I
that
did.
a little quick?
So first, banks that are foreign friendly. Just for example, my first account that I had was Shinhan Bank. Not bad. I don't have any complaints. So Shinhan, you can transfer money back home easily. All those type of things.
Right.
They also have an app that is for English. And then I opened up another account with Hana,
Yeah.
KEB Hana.
Those are the two most most used bank accounts for foreigners. Usually, I
foreigners.
don't know why, but
Yeah.
Hana and
I think
Shinhan.
Kookmin Bank. That's another one that some of my friends have.
Yeah, but for some reason, what is it?
Shinhan.
Shinhan.
Yeah.
Shinhan and Hana are, for some reason, the most friendly towards foreigners. It has that impression.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it does. And then, like, I use Nongyap,
Okay.
and I know some people that
NH.
use Kungmin. Yeah, NH.
yeah.
So it really depends on like if you're able to communicate with them, I
Yeah.
guess. But Kungmin is starting to become more friendly for foreigners, I think.
And I know also with Kakao Bank, foreigners are not allowed to open up a Kakao account.
No, they're fucking racist, bro.
Yeah.
They're fucking racist.
Yeah, well, like there's a lot of fucking immigrants that come here and they
No, but what
take
you have to
advantage
imagine
of
is
it.
no. Well, I mean, this is a checking account. You can't take advantage of a checking account. You put money in
Well,
it.
that's the
and use
message
it.
that came up, right? So when I tried to open up a Kakao Bank account, so
Yeah.
Kakao Bank, there's no ATMs, there's no physical bank, everything's online, right? It's an online banking system.
Right.
And the error message that came up said, sorry,
You're a foreigner. You
you're a
can't have this
foreigner.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Kakao. Fucking enable that shit for foreigners.
Come
'cause,
on, bro. Not
yeah,
all of
what's-
us are criminals.
We use
Jeez.
the shit out of Kakao to pay for everything. We send money to our people and we chat with it. Why don't you let us
Yeah.
open up a
We're
checking
helping you.
account? Yeah. We're
Anyway.
not trying to open up a credit card account.
So yeah, choose your bank account. Choose your bank rather. Like I said, Shinhan is pretty good. Hana is also pretty good. I prefer Hana actually because when it comes to transferring money, right? Every time you use Shinhan to transfer money, you need that little card with all the numbers.
It depends. So So it depends because every bank has an app where you have to do that.
Yeah.
And then they also started having apps where you don't have to do that anymore.
So as I'm saying, with Hana, I don't have to do that, but with
Right.
Shinan, I still have to do that for some reason.
But I'm pretty sure they developed an app to do that because Nongaba had the same problem. I
Yeah.
have the original app, and you
Yeah.
have to put in the OTP. I think that's what the card is called,
Yeah.
like the OTP card, and it has the codes.
Yeah. So let's explain. When you get your bank accounts and you get your little what is it, the envelope with all your cards and the papers that says what everything's about, you get a little card in there as well that you have like 30 numbers or something.
Yeah, it's like it goes 1 to 30, and then there's a 2-digit number, two-digit numbers for each number.
Yeah.
So it goes, for example, it'll go 1, 0, 5, 28, for example.
And that goes all the way down to 30. Then
Yeah.
when you make a transfer or anything and you need to verify, I guess,
Yeah.
then you type in your password for the bank, and then the next page will come up with it'll give you a number. So it'll say number 8, the first digit, and number 29, the last digit.
Right.
Then you type those in, and then it'll clear your...
It usually asks you for one or the other.
Yeah.
It won't ask you for both. It'll ask you for the first 2 digits of the number 4 or whatever. Right. Like look at number 4 and give me the first 2 digits. It won't ask you for all 4.
Mine always asks me 2 different ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, 2 different numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the first number of number 5, and then the last
2 numbers of whatever number.
Yeah.
Right. And it is annoying, but at the same time, it is kind of secure too because
Yeah,
you
that
can't
makes
do
sense.
anything without that.
Like I said, on Hana, I don't have to do that. When I signed up for Hana for the app, then I did it once. Then every time after that, it's just type in your password, done. Okay, so choose your bank, and then quick shout out to Kimbap Mobile,
You want to spell that out for them because I have problems spelling that.
KIMBAB Mobile _ check them out on Instagram. It's funny because we were talking about what we're going to discuss on the next episode like a few days ago, and then
We were talking about banks, I think, and then the
Banks.
post that you got was.
and then
for-
I received a post on Instagram, like a sponsored post that says this is what you need to set up a bank account in Korea. Blah 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 blah.
Google's
blah.
listening,
It's
bro.
like,
They're listening.
to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it helps out in this case. So shout out to Kimbap Mobile _ go check them out on Instagram. So they have this little post that says when you open up a bank account, you will need the following. Number 1 is your passport. Number 1 is your alien registration card.
Number 1 is your passport, and number 1 is your.
Oh, sorry, number 2 is your alien registration card or your Korean ID card. All right. Then 3, you need 20,000 won in cash to cover the fee for opening the bank account. The amount may vary depending on the bank. And then number 4, this Korean, I'm going to skip that part.
What's it say?
It says, 재학 증명, I can't see really. Yeah. So what is that?
재학 증명서.
Okay.
Some sort of certificate,
Yeah,
authentication.
your certificate of enrollment. The certificate of enrollment can be obtained from the school office and is usually only valid for 24 hours. What does that mean?
From the school office?
Yeah.
I don't know. School office or neighborhood office?
That's it, school office.
So it's
Maybe this is for a student?
Maybe.
Maybe.
What's it called? 재학 증명서?
재학 증명서. Yeah.
재학. Mo, if you know this, let me know next week, please.
Yeah. But I think for teachers and stuff, you might need a paper from your school or the contract.
So, okay, just real quick. It's for elementary, middle, or high schoolers, and it's a proof of documentation that says you're going to school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's certification that's saying you go to school.
All right.
basically.
But I think for like adults, I think you need your contract, your work contract.
For a phone?
No,
I think you just
for
need
bank
your,
account.
For your bank account.
I think you need that, if I'm not mistaken.
It wouldn't hurt to bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't. But your ARC can't be generated without the school contract. I know there's a few things you need your school contract for: housing,
Well,
and ARC.
if you're a teacher, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if well, just bring it just to be safe.
Yeah.
Just to be
If
safe.
you
I
have it,
would
just
bring
take it.
won't
Otherwise,
hurt.
maybe you'd have to make 2 trips. Anyway,
Yeah.
save you time if you have it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what you need. Shout out again to Kimbap Mobile. Go check out their Instagram page.
Yeah, disclaimer, they're actually mobile. Apparently we haven't used them, but they give cell phone. They help foreigners with cell phones.
Yeah, they have like promotions for cell phones, SIM
Yeah.
cards, and contracts and stuff like that, and
So
a couple of other helpful videos too.
yeah, so that might be your kind of one of your first stops to get a prepaid phone or
Yeah.
a phone for a foreigner.
Yeah, it
And
looks pretty
then-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you bring all those documents to the bank account, and then they'll. I don't know if there's a lot of people that speak English in banks, man. That's the thing.
So what happened my last time when I did the HANA account, right? I went there by myself, showed the things and whatever, and then the woman just said "잠시만요," and then she picked up the phone, and then there was someone on the phone just translating everything this woman said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they don't have an actual translator. They just call somebody. and they
Maybe not
translate?
at the bank that I was. Maybe they didn't have one. Maybe when you go to bigger banks, other banks, maybe they have someone that speaks English. But the one I went to, they just had someone on the phone.
Okay.
I was like, okay, sign here. This means blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, thank you. And then I gave the phone back. And then she said, okay, now blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back and forth.
back and forth.
So it takes about twice as much time.
Yeah, but it was still pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Koreans are quick.
Yeah,
And they work.
that was pretty quick.
So then you have your bank account, and then what you'll get when you finish creating your bank account.
Sorry, on that, she even helped me. The lady there even helped me set up the apps, everything.
On the phone, downloading
phone.
and everything.
So I didn't have to do any of that. She set up everything.
Yeah. So they're pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very friendly. People at banks are very friendly, which is why it also takes so long sometimes. Because you get a lot of older people, like these ajashis, ajumas. Ajashi is older guy, ajuma is older woman.
But don't tell that. Don't say that to her.
Don't ever, because they'll slap the shit out of you.
Especially for a woman.
Yeah, they'll slap
They
the shit
hate
out of you.
that.
Yeah. So usually they go to the banks. Like a lot more, like people our generation, we use our phone as much as we can
Yeah.
to deal with all that stuff.
But obviously the old people struggle.
No, so they go to the banks and then like they take their time there. So when you see an old person in front of you, it's gonna take some time, right? Yeah. So as Ian mentioned, they'll help you set everything up. You'll be done creating your bank account, and then once your bank account is created, you're gonna get your checking card. Do you get it immediately, or they mail it to you?
It depends.
It depends on the bank. Depends on the company.
So with my Shinan card, I chose the option to get the card that I can also use for transportation.
Okay.
Right, and that one they sent me about 5 days later or something.
Right.
Yeah, but with that, they don't just drop it off at your house, so you need to sign off on that one.
Okay.
So when you get a card like that, make sure
They call you and you gotta.
they call you whatever, and depending on which times you work, I would say if you start from 9 to 5, deliver it at your workplace. If not, maybe at home.
For the most part, you're gonna be safe delivering a lot of stuff to your workplace.
Yeah,
And they'll call you before
Yeah.
and just try to schedule something.
yeah. Also on that, when I got my Hyundai card, now the Hyundai card is the credit card. So for that one, I delivered it to my house.
Mm-hmm.
But every time, because I only start working at 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe that should be enough time. But every time they delivered was in the afternoon and I was already at work. So then eventually I had to reschedule. So okay, just deliver it at work, and then that happened.
Yeah, for the most part, you can be safer delivering it to work than to your
Yeah.
house. But then you get the checking card whether it's via mail or in person, right? And then you also get you get the OTP card, which we were talking about with the codes and everything.
All the numbers.
Yeah, every bank will give you that. And make sure you don't share that with anyone. Don't like post a picture on Instagram and be like, "Oh, I got my first bank account. Here you go."
And don't lose it.
No, because the moment you do that, you're either gonna get hacked, or if you lose it, you're never gonna be able to send any money
Yeah.
anywhere. So, don't do that.
Yeah, one of my friends, Basil, actually, he just came to Korea and he asked me like, how do I send money or how do I transfer whatever?
Yeah.
And he sent me a picture of his card. It's like, what do I do with this card? I was like, bruh, don't send this to anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't do
That's
that.
the first thing you do is don't fucking do that. Yeah. We're not gonna do a how-to guide on this, but if you listen to this part of the podcast,
Yeah.
make sure you understand. Don't share. I know you obviously aren't gonna share your checking card with anybody. That's kind of a given. But that little OTP card with all the numbers, don't take a picture of that. Don't send it to anybody. Don't show anybody, because the moment you do, chances are pretty high you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
Right. So
I have a picture of that on my phone just in case I do lose it.
And I
Obviously,
used to.
I don't share it. Or
I used
anything.
to, but if your phone ever gets hacked or if you ever download
Yeah.
a virus, you're kind of fucked on that front. So,
But the thing, I don't want to carry that thing in my wallet all the time, and I don't even have my wallets on me most of the time anyway.
and I used to, but yeah, I mean, you don't need it anymore because your phone.
For Shinan, I still do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you get paid in your Shinan or your Hana account?
Shinan, that was my first account.
Why don't you just change the pay bank account?
No, I don't want to, because
Oh.
my Hana account is the one that I use for like spending.
And your Shinan is
And
like
Shinan
saving.
is like my savings, so I keep everything in there, and then I just transfer to the Hana, and then
But then you got to put in your code every time. Why don't you do it the other way around?
I don't have to do it once.
you only transfer one time. What if you need more money?
Well, then it's too bad.
No, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
why don't you just get your salary in Hana and use Shinan as your spending instead? So you never have to put it
Oh,
in
that's the
your
other
card.
reason. Because my Shinan, what the hell's up with the cards? The card that I got, this is the third one that I've got.
Why?
It just stops working every time.
Oh, shit.
I don't know why.
You know why? It's because you don't have Samsung Pay, bro.
Probably. But yeah, the Shinan card itself, like when I use it for taxis and then, sorry, it doesn't work. Draw money, it doesn't work. It just stops working. And this is the third time that I've had to get a new one. So now I don't even know where the card is, but no, I just transfer from Shinan to my Hana. Use my Hana card for everything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So going back to the bank, the third thing you're going to get is like this little book. Okay. Now, you're going to be very unfamiliar with this book. But what this book is before cards were introduced and electronic statements were introduced, this book is what you put into the ATM machine or you give a teller, and it would basically print out all your transactions.
That's called a bank book.
I've never had that in America. I didn't know what the fuck that
No,
was.
I know. Just in Korea, it's called.
It's called the bank book.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's called the bank book. You're never gonna really use it because you're gonna be checking on your phone, like all your apps and everything. Yeah, but that's kind of like the old school way to keep accounting, keep your transactions detailed. So that's what they used to like bounce their checkbooks in the past and stuff like that. I don't know why they still give it to you, but I guess it's for the older people who are used to the system. Yeah, but they'll probably phase that out eventually. I don't know if they ask you like if you want it or not. I think they just give it to you by default. Yeah. So if you get this little like book, you open it up.
Also inside there, you'll have your account number and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of you know this, but just to clarify, your account number is different from your checking card number. You're gonna need to know your account number for Korea because you have a lot of just transfers, people sending money back and forth. You can share your account number with a lot of people if they want to send you money, which is fine, but don't. I mean, that's all you should be sharing. Don't share any passwords or anything. Yeah. But the account number, like Ian said, that's the only place you can find it, actually.
And on the app.
On the app, okay.
Yeah.
So either on the app or in the bank book, you can see your account number. And I would get into the habit of memorizing that account number because you're going to need to kind of know on the spot. And it's what?
Are you counting the numbers?
Yeah, it's like 13 numbers.
So you can memorize it if you want, or if you're lazy like me, you can open your app, take a screenshot of your account number, the homepage, and then just save that thing every time.
Yeah, but you just gotta pull up your phone every time.
You just gotta sit there and memorize a number every time.
No, you memorize it. No, memorization, the way it works is you memorize it once, it's there.
No, thank you. I have too many things I need to remember.
I memorize my bank account. If anybody ever needs it, I send it. So, it's convenient. But yeah, like Ian said, you can have it just sitting somewhere on either a screenshot of the app, a photo of the bank book, or like the good thing about Kakao is you can send messages to yourself.
Yeah.
And
like
nobody
notes.
else. Yeah,
notes,
it's like notes, right? Yeah. Nobody else can see that. So it can be like you can do Kakao bank account, write the words bank account, and then write your number. And the reason I tell you to write the words bank account is because there's a little search feature in Kakao. So you can go into your personal chat room, press a little magnifying glass on the upper right corner, and then if you type bank account, it should automatically search for the bank account.
Very helpful, that tool. Yeah.
So a lot of people keep notes. I don't actually. I do. I don't know if a lot of people do, but I keep a lot of my personal notes like on my Kakao.
I do it on the notes, like on my iPhone. I have the notes. I keep mine there.
Yeah. But it's just a good way.
Sometimes I use Kakao to send stuff to myself. But
Yeah, especially like a lot of the way some workarounds that you can use Kakao for also when you send stuff to yourself is like if you have a PC and a phone, right? So if you want to move something from your phone to your PC, on your phone you send the attachment or the message to yourself, and then you open a Kakao on your desktop because you can on your computer, and then you can either download the file or access the information at any point. They started charging you money for downloading images or seeing images rather. For that have passed 1 month, either there's an expiration now, where if any image in any chat room, if it passes either 1 month or 3 months, I don't exactly remember, but if it passes a certain amount of time, you can't see it. They just blank it out.
It expires.
Yeah, and if you want to see it, you have to pay for it.
Really?
Yeah. It used to never be like that. Kakao used to be, you can see however far back you want to go, you can see it, but now it's like one of their ways to make more money, right? So it's just how they're doing
Thanks a lot, Kakao.
Yeah.
First they take away our bank accounts, and now they take away our.
Oh, they never fucking gave it to us in the first place.
pictures.
I wouldn't even say they took it away.
Wasn't it ever available for foreigners?
I don't think so. Because I remember when it first came out and like everybody was making an account, I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, let me make one. And they're like, nope, you can't. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
Because I remember I was complaining on one of the previous episodes about Kakao Pay for South Africans as well, because I know there's a list of some countries that are foreigners are not allowed to use Kakao Pay either.
You can't
So-
use Kakao
No,
Pay.
so when I book a taxi or whatever, I'm not allowed to put my card on.
Oh
for the
shit!
taxi app,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
But I don't know which countries, but I know South Africa is one of the countries that I'm not allowed to do that. So every time I book a taxi, and I was able to in the past, I had my card on there and everything.
Yeah.
Then the application updated it, and then I saw my card was off, so I tried my card again. Sorry, doesn't work.
Jesus.
Then I tried my other card, sorry, it doesn't work, and then translated the pop-up, and it said, sorry, it's for
You
some
would-
nationalities.
You'd figure they'd be more friendly to foreigners as time passes, especially because they're trying to get more foreigners to this country. Like they're making an active effort.
And then we'll get to that at the end when we talk about the low birth rate, but all of these things
That kind of ties
together.
in, yeah. But at the same time, it's like if you want more foreigners here, fucking make it friendly for the foreigners,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, I understand because like all the money laundering and not a
that's
racist
the main
comment,
thing.
but a
Yeah.
lot of Chinese people coming here laundering money, doing illegal shit,
Yeah.
and just kind of fucking.
not
up
only
on-
Chinese, but yeah,
But I mean, that's kind of like the closest country here, right?
yeah,
Like,
and, yeah.
and you get a lot.
In the news, you see a lot of Chinese with the drugs and the shit like that. There's a lot
Yeah.
of Chinese that are involved and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And the most quote unquote dangerous, apparently the most dangerous people are not the Chinese people, but the Korean people that are born in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like a specific terminology for them. And you know, like, did you ever watch the movie? I don't know what it is in English. It's called 범죄도시. So it's with you know, 마동석,
Yeah, the big
the
guy.
big motherfucker,
Yeah.
right?
Everyone
Um,
knows Madong.
Yeah, big motherfucker. So he plays a cop in that movie, and he's always fighting against these people who are the Korean people
Born in
born
China.
in China. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I don't know why they have such a bad image, but they do. And a lot of the voice phishing in Korea is done by them as well.
Okay.
So if you listen to their voice, the way they speak Korean, it's different. It is. You might not know. Foreigners might not know. It might just sound like foreign languages.
I
but-
just had to stop myself from saying something there.
yeah, don't say that. Whatever that may be, I kind of have an idea.
Oh, it was close.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can hear it in their voice, their tone, and the way they speak, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know. So a lot of the voice scammers are like that too, and yeah, I mean, what did we start talking? I don't know why I started.
I don't know. So for the foreigners, when you get voice scam or whatever, the easiest thing to do is just talk English. Don't even try speak Korean.
Yeah,
They call you, blah blah. Say hello, hello, yes, can I help
yeah,
you?
don't say yobo, yobo.
Yeah, I almost said over there.
Yeah,
Then it's
Just
just
say hello,
teet,
what?
teet, teet.
yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next part, right?
Before we do that, bank accounts, once it's created, eventually you'll be able to create a credit card like you did.
Yeah.
You have a credit card.
I do.
So I don't exactly remember the process, but I think you have to talk to them on the phone. Like you have to actually call them.
Yeah, I don't. I just got one recently, so I don't even remember the process at all. Like I said, I took a million screenshots eventually. I've got the Hyundai credit card.
Which one? The endpoint one?
Yeah, and I did that one, and eventually it takes you to a step where a person will call you from the company.
Right.
Excuse me. Once you're basically sets up, a woman or someone will call you. In my case, a woman called me. She spoke English pretty well, and yeah, she talked to me through to the next steps, and then she said, "Okay, we're gonna check your credit score, and then we'll get back to you within 24 hours
Right.
to let you know if you've been approved or not." And then yeah,
And then they send you the card, and it's the same
Then
thing.
send you
Send
the
it to
card.
your work address.
yeah.
Right.
And
So
then, yeah,
once you
the app. Sorry, the app for the Hyundai card is also in. There's a extensive one in Korean, and then there's like a basic one that you need for English.
which has everything you really need.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're missing out on some of like the options and stuff,
Yeah.
but really.
And if you have any issues or queries, you can always call them, and they do have the English option. for
Yeah,
that.
Hyundai is good about speaking English. Sometimes whenever I call institutions like banks or whatever, I always select the English option, and then I speak to them in Korean, and it's like it's kind of a fun thing to do because it's like I selected the English channel, So if I'm speaking in Korean, like, first of all, shouldn't you be pissed? Because basically I bypassed all the Korean people.
Yeah, because now you're first in
Yeah,
line.
I'm
Basically.
first in line because I'm a foreigner.
Yeah.
So shouldn't you be pissed that I'm speaking to you in Korean? But they just speak to me like nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, you're speaking to me like a regular Korean customer.
Yeah. I remember you did that when we were on the phone and you called when we were trying to get a phone number.
Yeah, and I spoke in Korean and they didn't
Yeah.
say a fucking word. They weren't even surprised. They were
Yeah.
like, oh, this is obviously Korean, right? But the funnier thing would be to actually speak English and just see how good their English is. And there's a few times where I did that, where I spoke English after selecting the English option, and it's like, oh, we have an English option. Talk to us in English. So I talk to them, and their English is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let me just go to Korean. I just switch right
Yeah,
to Korean.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, blah blah blah, right? So
Yeah, and sometimes you can even hear the nervousness in their voices.
oh yeah,
you know?
it's like shaking voices. and
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Okay. And so you need to do this. Like,
Yeah. So just because a company, when you call them, has an English option, it doesn't always mean that it's a good option.
Yeah.
It means they know enough to maybe partially understand you.
Yeah.
They're the best that they have. But Hyundai is good about actually having the English option and having people that speak English.
Yeah, the woman
So,
I spoke to, the Hyundai, she was pretty good.
yeah, they have Korean accents, but like nobody's fluent really.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
But not terrible. I don't know if we mentioned this before, but if you ever select the foreign option, the foreigner option, or the English option when you call a company or a bank or institution, you'll always kind of skip ahead in line, because you get directed to a person who specializes only in like a foreign language.
Yeah, and obviously there's more Koreans calling in than foreigners.
Right.
Yeah.
So you kind of bypass all those Koreans and you get placed first in line. So
Sure.
it reduces your waiting. Not that Korea has a ton of waiting to begin with, but
I wouldn't know.
no, it doesn't. Not really. Okay, so bank accounts, credit cards.
Yeah.
So once you have that, you can start swiping away, and that's where it starts really getting fun, right? So we're gonna talk about the hobbies and entertainment, and that's where things kind of really start picking up in Korea,
Yeah.
because it's a fun country, man.
Yeah, well, so obviously the Koreans work hard, and if you come to Korea with the expectation that we're just gonna go and have a holiday, you're wrong. You're wrong.
No.
So-
Well, there are certain places where you'll go and you'll kind of like enjoy nature, enjoy the scenery.
Yeah, no, of course, but I
and shit
mean,
like
you're
that.
gonna work your ass off, and then
You mean like work-wise?
work-wise,
Yeah.
you're gonna work your fucking ass off,
Yep.
non-stop.
Yep.
Don't expect many breaks.
Nope.
Don't even expect vacations, holidays. Don't expect it. I mean, with us, we work at a Hagwon and we get 10 days. 11.
5 of which are designated by the Hagwon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually the Hagwon system, how it works is, I think the minimum is 10. It might be up to 11.
I
now.
saw online somewhere and they said it should be 11 now.
It should be 11 now, but usually most Hagwons have at least 10. Is there a way we can make that TV screen come back on?
Just, where's the remote?
I don't know. Oh, it's behind that.
Yeah, just click the remote there. Anything.
Okay, so what were we saying? Fuck. Oh,
So for the vacation days.
You're supposed to get 10 days, 11 days now, I think, but you get at least 10 days, and what happens is 5 days are designated by the Hagwon.
For in our case, yes.
For the most part, it's 5 or 6 days.
This is the first time I've had that option.
Really?
Yeah. All my previous Hagwons, they give you the Hagwon closes for those 10
those 10 days. Okay.
5 days winter, 5 days summer. Yeah.
Okay, actually,
But this is the first one where you could actually choose 5 days and then the other 5 are designated.
I think my previous school was like that too.
Oh.
Right.
But which I prefer. This is so much better.
Of course, you can
Yeah.
actually use your free days. But yeah, I guess those are your options. One of them is your days are defined. So if you ever have a sick day, what'll end up happening is, I think your pay gets docked.
Well, in our contract, we have 3 sick days.
Right.
3 sick days, and anything after that, it gets, your pay
Right.
gets
It depends on your contract. But some Hagwons are also fucking assholes about letting you use sick days. Like, you have to give 48. Like the last Hagwon I worked at, you have to give 48 hours in advance of using a sick day, and I'm like, how do you give 48 hours advance if you wake up one morning and you feel like shit and you have to go to the hospital?
and then some Hagwons you also need to give like a
doctor's note.
doctor's note or
Yeah,
something,
it's
just
like school.
proof that you actually were sick.
Yeah.
Well, obviously a lot of people take chances as well.
I mean, the doctor's note I can understand. You can kind of get around that. That one is legit, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because there's foreigners that take advantage of the system and just like, well, fuck it, I feel like shit today. I don't feel like working, so I feel sick. I'm not gonna go. But the 48-hour notice is fucking ridiculous. Like, how do you predict 2 days from now you're gonna be sick?
Yeah.
Like shit like that is just stupid. But either way, let's go back to the vacation. So some schools will allow you to pick some of the days. Some schools will define all 10 days for you.
Yeah.
And there's usually 2 vacations, one in the summer, one in the winter. And we're just talking about Hagwons here. The norm for Korean companies, because there's going to be foreigners that work in Korean companies too. So the norm is, I believe you start at 12 paid days off in a year. And as you accrue experience and as you spend more time at that company, like every year you get another one. So this year you get 12, next year you get 13, 14, and it keeps stacking, and et cetera, et cetera.
I thought the same thing was supposed to happen at Hagwons.
I think Hagwons just follow the law, just like the bare necessity of the law, I think.
Yeah, in sometimes.
No.
Right, so like we said, after working your ass off, right, you're going to want to find something to do on the weekends. Maybe some of you just want to stay at home and relax and watch Netflix or whatever, or watch us on YouTube, which is also fine. Or some of you want to go out and actually do things, right? And there is a ton of stuff that you can do. Like we said, you can check out those Moim groups. They have a lot of these groups where you can do stuff if you can figure out how to do that. Some other things that, like we said in previous episodes, Korea is 70% mountains, right? So if you open your window, you look out your window, if you don't look into an apartment building, you'll see a mountain somewhere.
One or the other. Or a river if you're lucky.
Or a river, right? So there's a lot of rivers and there's a lot of mountains, and hiking is huge in Korea.
Yeah. So before you actually start exploring these hobbies, the first thing, in my opinion, what you should do is, you're not going to have a car. Most of you aren't going to have a car. Some of you might. You're not going to want to spend a taxi every time you want to go out, because that just stacks up and it's a lot more money than you think. So the first thing you really got to do is either talk to somebody at your workplace or talk to whoever is nearby and ask them kind of like where the hot places are, right? And then, like, for example, in Ulsan, if you want to go drinking, you want either go to Seongnam or Samsan, for example, right? Once you find out where those places are, I would actually go ahead and figure out a way to get there. Whether it be, if you have subways, take the subway. If you have buses, learn the routes to get there. And then take like 1 or 2 trips and just take a look around. And then kind of go back and forth maybe 1 or 2 times, right? And that'll help you figure out kind of how to get there, how you want to be going back and forth, how much time you need to arrive at a location. And once you kind of have that down and you feel more comfortable, I mean, the first time you go there, it's actually going to be just fun walking around and seeing what's out
exploring.
there. Yeah, just exploring. So
if you don't know how to get there, go check out our how-to video.
We have Kakao Maps and Naver Maps.
Yeah.
So download one of those apps, check out the how-to videos. And yeah, it tells you how exactly where to take your bus, how long the bus will take you, where to, how far away the bus is, etc. And, you know, the first time you go, look around, walk around a little bit, explore the area, and just check out what everything is. And a lot of times you're going to go there and you're not going to know what the fuck some of these shops are. But, you know, just go in. Most people are friendly to foreigners who are curious. So just walk in and be like, look around, and you can walk out. Nobody's going to blame you for doing that. But, yeah, I would do that a few times before you really start, like, trying to get into a hobby. Now, you know, I just wanted to hop in with that before you talk about the hobbies.
No, so, and another thing, like James was saying, in your area, depends on the area, right? What you can do is search for Facebook groups in your area, because most of the biggest cities, they have Facebook groups just for that city, right? In Ulsan, for example, it's Ulsan Online or fucking Foreigners in Ulsan or whatever the case is.
And they tend to meet at the busiest and the kind of the most fun locations for the most part. So that'll kind of help you knock out that first stage.
So check out those groups on Facebook. Try and just search your city and then see what pops up and scroll through when it comes to those things, right? Like we said with hiking, another thing, a great thing to explore your city or town is getting a bicycle. You know, you can get a cheap second-hand bicycle on Danga Market. We also have a video up on how to use
Kakao Taxi.
We don't have a video on Danga Market yet.
No.
That's another one we need to do.
I don't know if we can because it's all Korean.
Yeah, maybe just like a quick explore, 2-minute thing.
Maybe at least like a sign up page. But either way, we'll work on that.
Yeah. Anyway, check out.
But forget Danga for now. What you can do is actually, you need a driver's license for the bicycle.
No, for the scooter.
For the scooter. Okay. Yeah. So if you check out our guide on Kakao Taxi, the app itself has
e-bikes
that you can rent. But just be careful because your area might not have it, depending on where you are. you'll have it or you won't.
But there might be other ones in your area.
Right.
So if you walk around and you see a bike, an e-bike somewhere, scan the code, download the app, and then start exploring.
Don't try to see, just because you see a bike in the middle of the road, don't try to hop on and pedal it. It's not going to work. You're going to hear an alarm go off.
Yeah.
But those are the bikes that you can rent, right? And they charge you I think they charge you per minute as opposed to per distance. I think it's charged by the time. Because I remember the e-scooters were charged by the time.
I think it'll be per minute, yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember taking the e-scooter to work at Changwon and it was by the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Take a look around your neighborhood before you even go to those popular areas. Look around your neighborhood, get a feel for your area, and then look around to see if you see any e-scooters, which you'll need a driver's license for. We should talk about driver's
I
license.
think for most of them, yeah. I think it's for most of them you need license for them.
Yeah,
But
not
I
the
still see kids riding e-scooters.
And I think they use their parents or friends or whatever. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, let's touch on this real quick because driver's license in Korea. Did we talk about this? No.
I think we might have touched on it.
Maybe. Okay. So just to tell a little story, when I was trying to get my driver's license in Korea, I passed the written exam, no problem.
We did it, yeah.
Okay, and I failed the driver's exam.
Yeah.
Like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the machine and everything.
Yes.
Are you sure it was something we talked about? I don't remember. Anyway,
But I
either
know
way.
the story, yeah. Maybe you just told me, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think I told you because I told everybody that story. I'm like, what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on? Just in case, just a brief review. If you haven't heard the story before, I failed the the actual exam like 3 times, and it's because they don't have a person sitting next to you anymore. It's a machine, and the machine tells you what to do, and if you don't do exactly what the machine tells you to do, you get fucked, right? So, and the instructions are in Korean. So what ends up happening is like, okay, put your car into park and turn on your wiper. So then you put your car into park and turn on the wiper, and I'm like, I got a strike. I'm like, what the fuck? I just did exactly what you told me to do. And apparently what you have to do is you need to take time for the machine to register that you put it into park, give it a second,
Yeah.
and then turn on your wiper. So right off the bat, I got like 2 dings because I wasn't just patient enough. And then the next thing that happened was I like hit a line during a K-turn or something, like a U-turn or a K-turn or parking or whatever. So don't do the driver's exam here. If you have a driver's license, get that document apostilled. Is the driver's license apostilled?
You don't need to get it apostilled.
You need something apostilled.
I didn't.
I did, from what I remember.
What I did, I took my my South African driver's license,
Yeah.
handed that in. So they kept that license and they gave me my Korean one.
Same thing happened for me, but they asked me for a bunch of documents.
I had to go to, yes, that's right. I had to go to, like, they sent me the location of an office
It's
nearby.
like East Bumblefuck, like over in the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. And then they gave me the paper as well. So I just handed the people at that office the paper. They gave me the paper that I needed. And then I went back and gave them that paper. I don't know what was on the form.
Okay, well, it doesn't. Maybe you got it more recently than I did, probably.
Yeah.
So okay, it doesn't sound like you need anything but your driver's license from your country.
Yeah.
So bring your driver's license, and then what they'll do is, from my recollection, what happens is you give them your driver's license, you get a Korean driver's license in exchange, and they keep that license until you leave the country,
Yeah.
whether it be for a day or two, a brief stint, or whether
If you need your
country.
license back, you just go and say, listen, give me my license back.
Right, but they don't take back a Korean license. They let you keep it, but they just hold on to that license until you need it, basically.
Oh, really?
No, they don't take it back. I still have my Korean license and my American license.
Oh, maybe I'll just go and say, listen, I'm leaving, give me my license back.
No, but they ask for proof.
Ah.
I think. I remember they'll be like, well, okay, you need to show us your plane ticket. I'll be like, okay, here's my plane ticket. I think.
Well, my South African license expired anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, you don't need it anyway. But get that driver's license, because if you already have a driver's license, you're going to need that for the e-scooters, which are super fun to ride, but super dangerous because Korean drivers drive like shit.
And
not all of them.
Sorry,
most
but
of
on
them.
that, the driver's license as well, it's different for the different countries. You can go onto the website and you'll see all of those things. Maybe we'll
Sorry, give me 1 second.
post that in the website. So for South Africans, you need to take a written test, right? On the computer, you need to sit down and take the written test. You don't actually have to go and drive. For Americans, it's different. For each country, it's different. They tell you, okay, so if you are South African and all these different countries, you need to sit down and do the written test, and then they'll give you the license, obviously, if you pass that. For other countries, I know you can just go and exchange. You don't have to take a test or anything, some countries.
I remember, I don't know exactly what happened but I have an American license, and I took the written test because I had planned on taking the driving test.
The normal test.
Yeah. But I don't know what would have happened if I went right off the bat and wanted to exchange it. Maybe I don't have to take the written test. Maybe I do. I don't know.
But yeah, check out the website. They tell you exactly what to do there. And
Right.
it's in English. Yeah.
And then so basically we're going back to the transportation. Once you get your driver's license, the Korean driver's license, you can either use the bike, like we said, or you can use the scooter, or you can use the bus or the subway, and check out the area, figure out a way to get to the other areas. That's how we got into this whole topic, right?
Yeah. So then back to hiking, right? In your area, there should be a mountain that is, if it's not walking distance away from your house, you can use the transportation to get to those places. And you can check on the maps as well. You'll see where the trail starts, right? So one mountain will have a couple of trails that you can go to. And then, you can just go to the closest trail and start hiking and do the whole hike out to the top of the mountain. Most of the mountains at the top have a little boulder or whatever, and it says how high the mountain is. Views are pretty nice.
The name of the mountain,
like some background story.
And
then there are groups hiking in Korea. That's a group that I know of, where these people go on trips. Like they plan 2, 3, 4 day trips where they go hiking and camping in the mountains, because some of the mountains are pretty big, so it's not just a 1 day thing. Like some of them do it over 2 days, 3 days.
Right. And the thing about hiking is, a thing about a lot of Korean sports is Korean people, and this isn't me discriminating, but Korean people tend to focus a lot on the fashion of that sport. So what you'll see is like, it's a flaunting of their wealth, somewhat. So they spend a lot of money trying to buy expensive clothes for sports that they might not be good at the sport, but they definitely want to look good. They want to look good, right? So the sports that come into mind is golf. Yeah, they buy the most expensive shit for golf.
Yeah, I've played against some of those guys.
Yeah, and like they wear some expensive shit.
They look like $1 million, but they play like fucking.
They play like shit.
Cents.
Yeah. And then another one is cycling. So you'll see a lot of Korean people on their bicycles, and they're wearing like full skin suits, and they're trying to reduce their drag. And it's like
cycling is huge here too.
Yeah, cycling is huge here, and a lot of the bike roads in Korea are really nice, and they're actually connected and fairly long.
Yeah.
So you can travel quite a distance using your bike.
Pretty safe because it's not right next to some of the parts are not right next to a road or anything, so it's just like off on its own.
And for the most part, if it is next to a road, there's a barricade. Yeah. Especially on like what do you call those roads that's not a highway but not like a local road? Like that road you take to
the motorway?
Is it a motorway? I guess
because I know there's different names for that. I don't know why, but yeah, a motorway.
Because it's not really a highway. No. There's only like 2 lanes, but there's no traffic lights.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a motorway.
Okay. Yeah. So those motorways, you'll run into 1 or 2 of those eventually.
Yeah.
Those usually have barricades that separate a bike section. So
and usually next to rivers as well. If your city has a nice big river, usually next to the rivers,
there's a huge bike path.
You'll have a huge bike path next to the river. Those are quite nice.
If you're ever gonna ride your bike, you need to wear a helmet, or you can get a ticket for that. So make sure you get a helmet. Some of these bikes actually have helmets just hanging on there.
Yeah.
The
e-bikes.
The e-bikes. So that's good. Use those ways to get to your location, and then hiking.
So hiking, you can go hiking, join the groups, or you can just do it by yourself. There's also, like we said, cycling. Then on the first episode, we spoke about rugby. So go check out the first episode. You can join the different rugby groups for foreigners in Korea. And then obviously golf. Golf is huge. Screen golf, outdoor golf. Outdoor golf's expensive. Screen golf is cheap.
Yeah, so for the most part, screen golf will run you about 17 to 20,000, depending on the location.
Depending on the time,
and that's for 18 holes, 1 round.
If you go before 12 on a weekday, you're looking at around 14 to 15,000.
Depends on the location again, but so check that out for screen golf, and you can go by yourself. You don't have to be there with anybody. They'll rent the room out to you.
Go check out the videos. We posted the videos. Go check out how to do all those things.
Yeah. We have a guide on how to sign up for the app, make a reservation, and actually set up all your options when you're there. So check that out. And then when you play around at the field, it'll run you probably that also depends on the location. Some places will run you 500,000.
I also did touch on that on the Golf Zone app one, where you can see there are some like sales, some special deals where you can go in. But it's not expensive.
Yeah. Some of them, the cheaper ones will run you around 150, 200. That's with the caddy fee included. You tip the caddy 120. So usually divide that between your 4 people or 3 people that you're playing with, and you give that money. And then the game itself is around 100.
And most times you have to take a caddy anyway. Like most of the times you don't have a choice.
Unless you go to a no caddy field, you're always going to be stuck with a caddy. And they're helpful to a certain extent. They tell you the distance. They bring you your clubs. They run back and forth. Like it helps. But just keep in mind that, you know, it's kind of on this. You have to pay for those things, right? And there's also, when you go to a golf field, there's GC and CC. So I forgot what GC stands for.
Golf course.
Maybe.
CC
Probably.
is country club.
Country club, right. Yeah. So GC is golf course, CC is country club. And the thing about this is that country clubs are much nicer in terms of the field and the amenities.
Of course, yeah.
But, and I don't know this for 100%, there are like the nicest ones in Korea. You have to have a membership there. And the membership costs like anywhere from $300,000 to $700,000.
And isn't it some cases you need to be an affiliate member of a different
something like that, right? You need to have some sort of membership.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a limited amount, so you can't just go and be like, "Oh, I want to pay for membership." It's like somebody who has the membership has to sell it to you. You have to buy it from somebody who already has it.
Wow.
It's almost like an investment. It's like a fucking house. It's the price of a house.
I've seen some of those the Instagram videos where they go to these country clubs. Fuck me,
They're fucking nice,
bro.
Yeah, they're nice.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and the
they
fields
have these golf carts that drive by themselves and like they follow you to your next shot. Like they come all the way up.
Yeah. You never saw that in a golf course, in a regular golf course?
I've never played in Korea.
For most, even the GCs in Korea have that. Oh. So the caddy will be walking with you, handing you your clubs, and then she'll press the button.
Oh, and the car just drives.
So if you look in the road, on the car road, there's like a little line in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the sensor. So the car just follows the path and then stops.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was the one thing that blew my mind. And then the other one was where they booked into the room on the golf course, like it has like rooms or hotel or whatever they can stay or something.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell. Crazy.
Yeah, they're really nice too.
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
One day when we make 1 billion subscribers, please take me there.
Yeah. I think we'll be happy with around 1,000 for now. If we hit 1,000, I think we should go play golf.
Celebrate.
Yeah. We'll get a foursome going.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. We might have to do a cut here. I think we started with hobbies, but I think we can.
Yeah. So for the next episode, we're going for Hobbies Part 2.
Yeah.
We touched on the hobbies. Next episode, we're going for Hobbies Part 2. We didn't even do the low birth rate.
No. I think we can talk about that during the next episode too.
Yeah.
So we'll go more into hobbies. I know we briefly discussed golf and hiking, but those really are the two biggest ones besides fishing. Fishing is huge in Korea.
Fishing is also big.
Yeah. But we'll dive a little bit more into that in our next episode.
Yeah.
And then we'll also
PC bungs. If you guys are gamers, computer gamers, PC gamers,
we'll talk about that too.
You guys will love this place.
Oh, those places are awesome. Saunas are nice.
That's nice.
Bathtubs,
Jimjilbangs,
public baths. Yep.
Norebang.
Karaoke.
Norebang is great. So that's karaoke rooms, which is amazing.
Yeah.
We actually might have to.
No, we're not gonna go there and record an episode, bro.
Because the main thing is for foreigners, we don't know how to use that fucking controller. The remote is, yes, I know just how to choose a song and an artist. I know how to do that, but there are so many settings on that thing, which even if you're a pretty shitty singer, that thing can make you sound pretty good.
You know what we can do is I think we have Oheshi coming up soon, and we're probably gonna end up at a Norebang.
That's true.
So we could go to a separate room real quick. Get a recording of how to use the remote. I mean, we might be too drunk to do that, but maybe. Keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. But yeah, so we'll try to have a guide for using the remote at the karaoke because it's all in Korean, but you only need like 5 or 6 buttons usually. And then so we'll dive more into that on the next episode, all the other hobbies you can do, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the low fertility rate. Just know that it's low. And it gets lower every year. That's all you need to know for now. But we'll get into the reasons why. And
there's a bunch of reasons why.
Yeah. I think that's a natural cut for this episode.
Yep, that's it.
Cool. Thanks for joining us today, guys. And make sure you like and subscribe. Check out our other videos. We have a bunch of how-to videos up now, so check those out. Leave any comments if you have any questions or suggestions or any edits, any fixes to what we have to do. Oh, it keeps vibrating.
Yeah.
And join us next time. Thank you for watching.
Have a good weekend, guys. And we get you.
Bye. All right, so if you like this video, please click subscribe in the middle over here and check out our links below under the video.
And also make sure to click on the notification icon so that you can stay up to date with our future episodes. And be sure to leave some comments below and let us know what you would like us to discuss in future episodes.